Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we can be reacting to
Will Europe ban veggie burgers?
A McDonald's veggie burger,
you
a
know.
plant
Okay. Oh, it's him.
Yeah.
Oh wow, a long time. But I don't like veggie burgers. You know which one is good? Bean burgers. Very different from veggie burger.
Mm.
I don't like Impossible Burger either. It's nasty. Oh my gosh, it's gross.
I just don't like the whole meat replacements. If you want meat, eat meat. Why? So,
No, the bean burger is really good.
I mean, I do like beans, so I can see that being good, but like, it's just overall, like, if you don't like meat, don't eat meat. If you like meat, eat meat. If you, what kind of fake shit is that? I want to eat meat, but I'm not going to. Leave me alone.
based sausage from your local supermarket, or a Beyond Meat plant-based steak. All of these might soon be off the menu across Europe, or at least they might need a completely new name. Because this week, the European Parliament voted on whether words
It's a word thing. I thought there was something.
What do you mean weird thing?
Basically, beyond steak. How can you say plants is steak? It's not steak. So I get it where they're coming from. Completely reasonable. We should do the same. But I thought this was going to be about the ingredients and that EU is banning certain ingredients and that are unhealthy.
Oh.
That's what I thought.
like burger, sausage, steak, escalope, hamburger, egg yolk, and egg white should be banned
Escalope?
for use on plant-based products. Yes, seriously. So in this short video, we'll
What is
quickly go over the
escalope?
reasons for the ban, the reasons against it, and how the parliament actually voted. And I'll share my opinion at the very end. Let's get into it. The proposal was brought forward by a French lawmaker from the center-right Republican Party. She summed up her views pretty clearly. A steak, an escalope, or a sausage are products from our livestock farms, period. No laboratory substitutes, no plant-based products. Alright then.
I'm not mad at that. I mean, there is, when you think of steak, you don't think of no plant-based steak.
What's behind all of this? What are the actual benefits? Well, supporters say it's all about consumer clarity, making sure that no one accidentally buys a veggie burger thinking it's made of beef.
Oh.
Apparently, that's a real concern.
That was a problem?
I think that has happened to us once now.
When?
I think we bought a substitute when we didn't intend to. I don't remember in what case, but I think there was one time that did happen.
Then there's protection of traditional producers. Words like sausage or steak are seen as part of Europe's culinary heritage, and some argue they should stay reserved for farmers who actually raise these animals. They also talk about creating a level playing field. The argument goes that plant-based companies are piggybacking, no pun intended, on the reputation of traditional meat and dairy products, without following the same strict rules on labeling, production, or animal welfare. And finally, precedent. The EU already bans dairy terms like soy milk or vegan cheese. So supporters say, if we protected milk and cheese, why not meat
That's the
too?
same
On
logic,
the other end
yes.
of the aisle, you've got the plant-based industry.
So
And
what do they call
unsurprisingly,
those?
Oh,
I don't know.
they're not thrilled about this idea. Yasmine Debo, the global CEO of Pro Veg International, said the following: Europe is the biggest consumer market globally for plant-based meat alternatives, a market from which EU farmers will benefit hugely. In other words, banning these products might actually hurt European farmers, not help them. Rafael Pinto from the European
Well, I don't think it's banning them. I think you just changed the branding. I think that's what here. So I don't know why she's going all banning. It's just you have to change the branding. That's all it is.
Vegetarian Union added the following: banning words like burger or sausage for plant-based products is unnecessary and counterproductive. It undermines consumer freedom and sustainability while pretending to
guess
solve a problem that
It
simply
becomes difficult for them because now they have to market it.
Yes, they don't want it because it's harder to market it. That's what it is. But I mean, instead of sausage, call it a veggie log. Market it as a, I don't know, figure it out. It's
doesn't exist. Their main argument: there's no real confusion. People know a veggie burger isn't made of beef, and surveys back this up. A 2020 European Consumer Organization survey found that 80% of people think plant-based meat should be allowed to use names like burger or sausage. And according to the 2023 Smart Protein survey, 91% of citizens across 9 EU countries said that they recognize plant-based meat alternatives. Even the EU's very own legal experts,
but these are biased. These surveys are ran by the pro veggie organization, so they're kind of biased.
seem to agree. In an opinion from last September, the EU Court of Justice's Advocate General said that banning these familiar names could actually make things more confusing for consumers, not less. And then there are the broader arguments against the ban too. There's the issue of freedom of expression. Companies should be able to describe what they're selling without running into legal headaches. Then there's the environmental contradiction. The EU keeps telling us to eat more sustainably, but this kind of rule would actually make plant-based diets harder to promote. And finally, small producers would be hit the hardest, forced to rebrand, redesign, and relabel everything, while big companies would simply shrug and absorb the cost. All in all, critics say this is a classic case of trying to fix a problem that, well, doesn't really exist. Alright, now to the best part of the video. How did the European Parliament actually vote on this ban? Drumroll please, because out of the 720 MEPs, 355 voted in favor of the
I don't
ban,
know.
247 against, and 30 abstained. So
you
yeah,
say yes?
there you have it. The European Parliament officially wants a label change. And if we dig a little deeper, it's pretty much what you'd expect. Right-wing parties the most in favor, while left-leaning groups were a lot more skeptical. Although, quite interestingly, there were even a few Greens who voted for the ban, which honestly surprised me. And when you break it down by country, it looks like this. Hungary really doesn't want anyone calling veggies meat, while Sweden couldn't care less. But this isn't coming into effect tomorrow. As with everything in EU politics, there's still a long road ahead. Next up will be the trilogue negotiations between the Parliament, the Council, and the Commission. And after that, there'll be a final vote, both in the Council and once again in the Parliament. This is what I think. Quite frankly, this is ridiculous. We have a war on our borders.
I'm surprised we don't have this as a concern here, because I feel like here people would claim, oh, the identity of the steak is a steak if it's made like this.
Yeah,
and not
I'm
that.
very surprised this is not thing here. I mean, honestly, if they want to ban it, I'm not mad at it. I see the logic why.
I just think they have more bigger problems.
But that's
than this.
exactly what I think. I don't really think this is a hill to die on, to be honest. Like, this is kind of random. I have never heard about this issue before until now. But I do see why they would want to change that. I mean, as I said, a steak is not a beyond steak. A steak is beef. You know, that's what a steak is by definition. So, but yeah, this is like such a silly, like, there's a lot of like the fucking France. I don't even know if they have a government now, like, and they're fighting over labeling of veggies. Yeah, that's kind of priorities.
Fighter jets are entering our airspace, and our economies are struggling to stay competitive. And what are our politicians talking about? Burgers. Instead of fixing what's broken, we're creating more red tape and more rules for companies that are barely keeping their heads above water. And the hypocrisy is just unbelievable. Look again at how the parliament voted. The same far-right parties who never stop shouting about Brussels overreach and pointless EU rules are the very ones pushing for this pointless rule. And even the center-right EPP, the group that claims to be fighting the red...
We have the same thing here with the Republicans. It's the rules are for thee, not for me.
tape, backed it with a majority. These are exactly the kind of decisions that make Europeans lose faith in the EU, that make people roll their eyes and wonder what other nonsense Brussels will come with next to make their life harder and make prices higher. So let's get back to the issues that matter, and let's shut this down, because people know the difference between these two products. And as a side note, did you know that the first sausage invented was mostly soy and not meat? So should we ban that name for meat too? It's just ridiculous. But let me know what you think in the comments. And if you want to dive deeper into this topic and debate fellow EU citizens from across the continent...
Yeah, this was very random. The whole random video, that's why I clicked on it, because it was so random by him. I was like, why is he covering this? I was just wanted...
everything going on.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what is this. But this is very random thing for EU to do. I mean, as I said, I don't really care either way, if ban, not ban. I just think, yeah, that's not a priority. But if they do ban it, it's whatever.
Can I see the comments?
Yeah, this is interesting. Completely agree with the opinion section, specifically the groups that keep complaining about regulation over pointless things. Yeah, what a nothing burger law. As a Swede, I for once completely agree with the MEPs. I couldn't care less about making such needless change. My eyes, this is just silly. One can feel the farmers lobbying influence from this a mile away. Yeah, definitely. I have believed in the EU and wished for a stronger union my whole life, but I agree with your opinion completely. This is what makes people lose faith in EU.
Yeah, that doesn't look... Maybe it's intentional, honestly.
I don't know. This is, yeah, it's...
Okay. Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And as always, share as much kindness as possible.